Hello, hi, good afternoon. My name is Martha. It's Wednesday today, so happy Wednesday. Let me turn this down. My AC is a little high. I'm in the car, and I'm in Houston. It's hot as the oven in Houston, Texas at this moment. Well, it's July. That's what we're gonna see. But so I was watching a YouTube video. Um, I think it's a YouTuber. What's his name? Joseph Okechukwu. He posted a video called Disturbia by Joseph um Okechukwu. I think that's his name. I think that Okechukwu. I think that's his name. I'm not sure. I probably got it wrong. Um, it's called Disturbia, and it has like little children um on the thumbnail, a little child on the thumbnail. So out of curiosity, I pushed play and played it to listen to it. I mean, of course, I knew what I was gonna watch. I knew it was gonna be something dealing with kids and bad things. And so I was listening to an interview happening between the, I guess, interviewer and the evil person or evil peoples that kidnap children and trade them for sex trafficking. And for some children, they use them for uh, organs. They use them for their organs, their hearts and the kidneys and livers and stuff like that. Anybody organ, they use them and harvest them. And the woman and some women, well, a woman, they were giving her an interview, but I guess she was revealing what happens. So a lot of these women, some of these women, they get pregnant purposely, not because they want a baby or they love the baby. They purposely get pregnant so that they can sell the baby. When the baby is born, they sell the baby for money, and whatever the hell happens to the baby is none of their business. So basically, um, that's what I understood from her interview, because the man was asking her, "So don't you love this baby? Don't you care when you carry this baby? Didn't you feel any type of emotional attachment to this baby?" She's like, "I don't care. I don't feel. I don't think nothing like that. I don't put my mind on it. My mind is on the money." So basically, this is what they do. Um, with unborn babies. Well, babies, they get pregnant, and when they give birth to the baby, they give the baby away and get money, and they get thousands and thousands of dollars. And so some of them, this has become like a career to birth babies, to sell babies. And so the baby will be in the custody of the sex traffickers. And when the baby gets to about 3 years old, that's what I said, between 3 and 4, maybe younger, but from there, that's what I remember him say, between 3 and 4, they sell them off to to customers. And these customers, these perverts, or they call them what's what they call them, predators. They sell these babies to predators, and the predator is raping the baby, raping the little child, raping the little. It's not just a girl; it's boys and girls, anyone. So you got some pedophiles that prefer boys, male pedophiles that prefer boys, little boys, and some prefer girls. So it's in any child they bring to them. They bring this child, and this child is raped. And the interviewer that was interviewing these bad people, or the bad people that were revealing what happens, what goes on, they said that the child is drugged, that they drug the child, and the child get drugged up and high or whatever. So whatever that's happening to the child, the child probably may not even know, be aware of what's happening, maybe because they're halfway conscious and out of consciousness, something like that. Or maybe, I think sometimes the baby or the child is wide awake and why this is happening, and they're enduring this pain, and um this pain is just tormenting them. They're being tormented by these sex predators, these monsters, these adults that are monsters, harming babies. There's one part where I heard the man say that sometimes the men, they get the high, the when they're ejaculating or whatever, they get their hands on the child neck, and while they're, I guess, having an orgasm or ejaculating or whatever, they when the orgasm high comes, they just have their neck on the little child and squeeze the life out of the child while they are ejaculating into this child. And a lot of time, in so many cases, the child dies and nothing's done, and they just, bury the baby or trash the baby or whatever they do with the baby, the child, the little child. So these things were so scary. It got to a point I couldn't even listen anymore. I turned it off. I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't listen anymore. you know um I have no interest in listening to stuff like this, but at the same time, it's important that we know what is happening to children. This is why the kidnapping of children is rampant. And also children that have been aborted. When children have been aborted, they take their body parts and they sell it. I remember I was watching um, a video one time, or was it? I think it was an article I was reading. I don't know what I was reading or watching, but they in China somewhere they use babies to make soup. They make baby soup. They make soup, and the baby is the meat. Fetuses, children that was aborted or children that were killed and murdered, and they were eaten. So as they eating this soup, baby is the meat. As they eating it, they believe they're getting younger. They will stay younger. And even in this sex trade, they believe as they're doing this with this baby, they'll be young forever, they'll stay alive and be young forever. I mean, can you see the lies that the devil have told these people to make them bring harm to little innocent children? So this whole thing was so disturbing. And some of them, and they said, and the interviewer asked them, at what age is the child useless? Because at some point the child have to be useless to be not useful anymore, because so many men or so many penetration have gone through this baby, that this baby body mind, this child is messed up. So the little child grow up as a teenager with a messed up mind. So, and the interviewer asked him, what happens to a little toddler that grew up into a teenager in their custody. They say, well, they use them for advertisement. They use them for advertisement, they use them for porn. So that's how people buy child porn. And so they're more like leftover, useless leftover. And by the way, this man was not calling these children. He called them merchandise. He called them products. He called them what was the word again? He called them goods, merchandise. He didn't call them human beings. So this whole thing really disturbed me so much. But I turned it off. I became quiet in my spirit, and I was really angry. I really was so pissed, so ticked off, and I began to pray, and I began to pray for these children, that God should arise in His anger and destroy the enemies of these children. This is why people are kidnapping little children, kidnapping kids, selling them into prostitution, selling them into sex slave, selling them to perverts and to destroying them. And a lot of these children, what the guy said, so what happened to a child that grows out of their custody? They said nothing. The child is useless, they're messed up in their head, they're screwed up in their head. Of course the child is screwed up in the head because they drug them, they raped them all their lives. And these careless women that will get pregnant, purposely get pregnant, just to sell the child for money. You know what? Everybody will get their reward. Every woman that is doing this, that is getting pregnant, any woman getting pregnant purposely to sell a child for money, solely to sell a child for money, that woman have a place in the lake of fire. God will bring vengeance to these little children. And the perverts, the pedophiles, the child molesters, the kidnappers, everybody that has a hand in all of this, that know what is happening, that has a hand in this evil that is happening to these children, everyone has their part in the lake of fire. God is not sleeping. He is not blind. And God, mind you, God is releasing His earthly angels. These rings are being busted. The kingdom of devil is being exposed. I mean, you know what? You would say to yourself, why is the interviewer sitting there interview him? He needs to call the cops and arrest them all. Let me tell you, some things you have to do with wisdom. Even if he does that, in other places, the same thing is still happening to children. So it's best we hear the interviewer interview these monsters. Let us get the information so that way when we are praying, we will know how to target our prayer, so that way we'll know what is happening to little children. We can keep our eyes open so that little children are not being demonized. And God is sending his angels out. God is sending men and women. God sent that interviewer to go in there and interview those monsters and get information for me, for the good of me and you, for me and you to know what is happening to innocent little children. And God is fighting for them. And everyone that has a hand in all of this, that person is going to get their part in the lake of fire. Matter of fact, the end of these people is near. Their end is near, and their portion is the lake of fire. If they do not confess their sins, confess the evil they have done to children, and repent of their ways, let me tell you something. Their end is the lake of fire. They are going to hell. Some people can get angry and ask, if God really is God and he loves us, why does he send people to hell? Well, this is the reason. How can someone like this, hurting children, kidnapping children, giving birth to children just to sell them for money, how can someone like this belong in heaven? Why would you want someone like this to belong in heaven? No, the Bible said the vengeance is mine. God said vengeance is his own. He will get vengeance. But you and I will have a job to do. If we can help the situation, if we can go and rescue these children, if you have the ability, if God has positioned you to do so, you do it. If God has positioned to be a prayer intercessor, prayer warrior for these little children, for the sake of these little kids, do it. I remember a long time ago, a while back ago, a couple of years ago, God gave me dreams about children being kidnapped. He showed me a dream where, this man, African man, was showing me mass grave of children, seeing children being raped in the dream, molested. This is God opening our eyes, showing us what evil people are doing to children. Me and you, we should not sit there and be sleeping. I remember, I'm almost done with this video because I gotta go. I have a job interview. I have to go. I remember a Bible scripture that I forgot where it is in the book. God says something about women. Women will eat their children. Women will give birth and eat their children. I was literally thinking, cut the children and cook them and eat them. But watching this interview, this woman talking about she gives birth to kids and give it away and get money. That scripture makes sense. And yes, also maybe also killing and eating, because in China they eat babies, they eat soup, and baby is the meat, because they believe they can be younger by doing this. This is the evil that the enemy is doing in this generation, in this life. And we have to be prayerful. Be praying for the children, be interceding for the kids. All right. Thank you so much. My name is Martha. I just thought I should share that to you. And please remember, these people that are doing this evil, anybody that has a hand, even anyone, even if you're the driver, even if you, whatever, if you know about this information, you're keeping quiet. I mean, if you know somebody that this is happening to, if you know a child that this is happening to, and you keep quiet, or you are hooking customers up with little children, to let me tell you, everybody that has a hand in this one way or the other, child molesters, all of them, rapists, all of them, they have their own part in the lake of fire. And that is sure banker. You can take that to the bank, Jack. God bless you. My name is Martha. Please, if you like my content, push that thumbs up, the like button. If you want to comment on the video, please feel free to do so. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please feel free to do so. By you subscribing to my channel, YouTube will recommend me to people, and people can be able to hear the gospel and hear some news. God bless you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.